All right, so what is AMP? AMP stands for Alternating Movement Principle, okay? And basically it's the way that all things move. Your body, nature, the entire universe, everything is always moving in dynamic alternation. Even down to the subatomic level, things are expanding and contracting all the time. The AMP is present in our most powerful, dynamic, and efficient movements. It's the way our bodies were naturally designed to move because our ancestors used this movement pattern to survive and thrive as a species. Whether they were hunting, farming, fleeing from danger, fighting for their lives, or even building shelter, they were always using the AMP, and the AMP, the alternating movement principle, helped them to survive. You're using the AMP when you run, crawl, swim, kick, throw, and even when you dance. So it makes sense that the AMP is used in mixed martial arts. The mixed martial arts techniques need to be fast, dynamic, powerful, and efficient. And so the AMP actually helps make that happen. Right? So if a boxer, when he throws punches, or if a wrestler goes for a takedown, or a black belt passes the guard in jiu-jitsu, you're using the AMP. The AMP is embedded in all of the most effective martial arts techniques. When I realized that wrestling, boxing, and jiu-jitsu were all the same, they all come from the same fundamental movement pattern, it really changed the way that I looked at life, at martial arts, and fitness. So instead of seeing an infinite amount of different techniques or exercises, I saw it all being one thing, just in different positions. And once I realized that it's all the same, the conditioning, the technique, all of our movement patterns, and with technique, MMA technique, it completely changed the way that I saw everything, and changed the way that I trained, changed the way that I basically do everything. So how does the AMP work? The AMP leverages body mechanics in a way that preserves momentum, but also increases power. Right? And this enables you to generate powerful yet efficient movement at the same time. Meaning that when you use the alternating movement pattern, you're able to get further, you're able to go faster, and you're able to spend less energy in the process. So when you're running, crawling, boxing, the entire body alternates between the opposites, right? The limbs, the core, the head, they all move and alternate in direction, okay? As one body generates motion going forward, the other body is reloading and preparing to move forward as well. So again, for example, boxing, when I throw my punches, I actually hit harder when I throw with one hand rather than if I throw with two hands. And then also, I can hit twice as frequent than if I'm punching like this. That applies to running and any other type of movement where you're moving your core. So when your upper body is doing one thing, your lower body is doing the opposite. Your upper body will twist in one direction, lower body twists in the opposite way. When your left side is going forward, your right side is going backwards, and vice versa. So this means that you're also alternating in neuromuscular activation in your brain. So your brain and your body are both working together, and they're both alternating. So why is this important? Why do we need to do the AMP? Well, for one, the AMP will help you to develop a brain-body connection, and that basically helps you to do everything better. Whether you're picking up your kids, you're playing sports, or you're trying to escape from danger, which hopefully never happens, but when those things do happen, you're going to be better prepared for those situations because your brain and your body functions better together. And like I said before, when you're doing the AMP, you're moving the body the way it was designed. And when you move your body the way it was designed, it functions better, it feels better, you just have better health, okay? So the AMP helps with the brain-body connection. It helps to make the body whole and make you feel better, but it also helps you to learn. So when you're doing MMA techniques, if you're able to recognize how the AMP is being used, you're able to actually break down those techniques, and you can learn them and apply them faster than if you had no idea about this phenomenon that's going on in every single technique, right? As well, practicing the AMP, even when you're not doing martial arts technique, if you're practicing the alternating movement, right? You're actually getting better at martial arts because you're strengthening the foundation of the martial arts. In my opinion, I think using the amp is the healthiest way to exercise. Like I said, it's our natural, fundamental way of moving, and but also it circulates blood, energy, oxygen throughout your tissues better than the other movement pattern. So basically, doing exercises that embody the amp will make you feel better, so that you feel like moving more and doing more and living more, and therefore you'll be more likely to move. Right? It makes your life better, and it actually could save your life as well. So anytime you exercise, anytime you're doing any type of movement, try to recognize that amp and accentuate it, and work it even more. And as you do that, you're going to get better physically, mentally, and emotionally as well.